Hey, oh my goodness. Hi, everybody. Zoe and I are so happy to be back to explore fun things with each other. And now we're going to explore some fun things with you. And in fact, that's been the theme that I keep coming back to is it's about having fun. How are we playing our way into a new reality? How are we having fun? How are we creating from the place of fun? And we could look at what's happening right now is that on May 23rd, Venus and Jupiter will be conjunct at 29 Taurus. So kind of the last movement of the two of them at that 29th degree that has been so powerful. The Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in April.
A few moments later.
So we have a little trickster energy happening. Okay, we got interrupted. So anyway, I was talking about how Uranus and Jupiter came together back in April. It's the first time that has happened in the sign of Taurus in 83 years. And so we've had this whole Taurus thing really powerfully present. And Jupiter and Venus conjunct in Taurus on May 23rd. Then 12 hours later, Venus goes into Gemini. And 2 days later, Jupiter goes into Gemini. And then there's this Gemini party that starts. Of course, the sun goes into Gemini actually on May 20th. And something I have mentioned before is that there's down in Mexico, down at certain latitudes, down in Chichen Itza, where they have the pyramid Kukulkan. That's the day that the sun reaches its zenith point at high noon, and no shadows are cast on the pyramid or a straight stick in the ground. And they had zenith tubes where they actually were tracking that. It would light up underground chambers only on the zenith days. So that's happening as the sun is moving from Taurus into Gemini. And that also happens to be where the stars of the Pleiades, they cover 29 degrees Taurus and 0 degrees of Gemini. So it's like, wow. And we could imagine that um, the Gemini energy is that trickster energy. It's the playful energy. It's the one that's trying to say, "Hey, stop being so serious. Have more fun. See things in more and from a more humorous perspective, if at all possible." And also, we could say, and though I know you're going to jump off on this, but the Fool and the tarot cards who is jumping empty-handed into the void, trusting that it's like the laws of gravity aren't going to kill him. It's like, how are we leaping into a new perspective, a new reality? And if we think about Gemini as being very multidimensional, it's also as we're shifting our perspective and hopefully looking at ways to be more playful and have fun, um, we're adding these multidimensional possibilities into our reality, and then new timelines are possible, things that we hadn't ever maybe considered or thought of before, things we haven't imagined yet. So this is really a time for welcoming new perspectives and possibilities, new stories. We've talked about that before, I'm sure. And again, the being willing to take the leap of faith and trust that when we're open to engaging life as playful, having more fun and playing. And just a quick thing, I'm back from just got back from a few days of getting to play with our 4-year-old grandson, and he was reminding me about how fun it is to play. So if you can find some ways to play, that's a great way to connect with this time. And I'm going to turn it over to you now, Zoe, so that you can tell us what the cards have to say.
Yeah, absolutely. So happy Taurus season. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, that's interesting. So the thing that I was feeling as you were talking about this fun and about this fool, because I was talking about the fool card yesterday when I was doing a reading, and I wish I had the card handy, but I don't, is the thing about him is he only has that, or they only have that one little pouch when they are going on their adventure. So anytime I talk about the fool, I always talk about only taking the things that you really need, right? Because again, they only have that little itty bitty pouch. They cannot take all of their baggage and all of those things with them on their new adventure. And then the other part of that fool card is there's that little dog. I'm trying to see if I can find it as I'm talking. There's that little dog in the bottom I don't see it here either. Yeah. That is the most primal part of ourself. And that little dog is, here he is. The little dog, I always like to say, is the primal part of us, but it's also like that little warning, right? Because as I was saying to Cayelin before, for me, every card has a warning and it has, again, all of these great things. And so when I think about the Fool and I think about this next phase and this next timeline for me, it's like, okay, what structures do we need to put in place so that we'll feel comfortable taking that leap of faith, right? What new things do we have to do? What little things do we have to have in our little bag here as we go on our new adventure? And definitely stepping into a new timeline is an adventure. And so I got some pretty interesting cards here because the first card I got was Rosemary. And I've been working with Rosemary all weekend. And this particular card, this herb, excuse me, resonates to Pluto, Mercury, and the sun, which is really interesting to me for the sun, for the illumination, but also this thing about this ancient memory. How can you take the memory of those that went before you into this new journey that you are going on? The time before time is what I'm hearing. Past linear time, past the things that we think we know. How can you tap into something bigger and greater as you are moving to this next level with Rosemary? So, Rosemary could be a wonderful ally as we are moving forward, either for luck, for protection, whatever those things are that you feel like you need. Rosemary would be a good accompany and a good partner in that. And then I have Cat's Claw here for purification. So I love this, right? A time of allowing ourselves to be purified, allowing ourselves to be quote unquote clean, again, allowing ourselves to be light as we are moving on this fool's journey. So interesting because it's like, how can this big old cat balance on these light branches? Surely a part of them must be light. So I feel like I'm hearing the song Bad Lady by Erykah Badu. The message here, oh, and there's Pluto. I was, okay, I tried to make Pluto come out with Rosemary, but Pluto came out with Cat's Claw. So Cat's Claw resonates to Pluto and to Mars. So I just want to see what this Cat's Claw is talking about. So bringing these two herbs into our lives um, over this next month or so could be great. So wow, purification, rewriting the story, connecting to heritage. So there is something about this ancient memory. Perhaps there are some ancient memories that need to be purified so that we can step into this part of joy and this childlike nature that you're talking about, Caitlin. And so the way we see things with this judgment card would need to change, right? Because for me, the judgment card is an ancestral card as well. So it's like, how are we looking at things? How are we judging things? How are we perceiving things? And how can those things be purified so that we can step into this joy? It also says connecting to heritage, belonging, worthiness, safety, connecting to your origins, DNA purification. And here we were talking about soul retrievals before the call even started. So this is all about purification. This is all about, walking through, I'm hearing the fiery gates and letting things that cannot come with us on this new trip, letting those things be burned away, letting those things be purified away. So surely spiritual baths would be a great ritual to do this month as we enter into Gemini season. Um, and also fire rituals I'm hearing as well. And we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Now, when this is in the upright, again, I don't see it here, but it's typically a person who is holding all of the pentacles in their hand. It can be a card of greed, hoarding, and all those things. And you can even see the way this particular animal is bound up, right, with this pentacle. And so for me, pentacles are resources, they're also money, they're building things that we want to last and create. But with this being in the upside down position, it's like coming away from that selfish energy, coming away again from that hoarding energy. And so perhaps a good journaling prompt for this month is like, how does my judgment need to change? How can I change how I'm perceiving things? If the way I'm perceiving things is making me hold on so tightly that nothing can get in, how can I shift that? How can I purify that? How can I change that? Right? We got the Five of Pentacles. So we're coming out of this Five of Pentacles energy, feeling left out in the cold, feeling left out. Those things need to be purified. Those things need to be let go of so that we can have that fresh start, so that we can have that freedom, so that we can take those leaps of faith. And, maybe they're hopping into another timeline.
That's what it seems like to me. They're hopping. It's like we're ready to shift. And oh, just to say that we've had all Southern Lights in the last few days, or actually Southern Lights and Northern Lights. It's been all over the planet.
Yep.
It's like this powerful light energy coming in to shift everything in terms of how we are
Yep.
experiencing this reality, lighting it up, illuminating it, and helping us to see beyond what we've been seeing. Uh, and it's beautiful. It's just amazing beauty that's out there. That if you've had a chance to see it, not seen it here,
I have
but
not.
also but the photographs I am so proud of. So
I have not seen it. I said that we were gonna check in and see what the birds had to say, and I almost forgot about them. And they were like, "No, no, no." So we got the white eagle. We love to see the eagle because for me in my practice, the eagle is about being seen as a leader, being at the top of your game, and all of those things. But here it says the connection to divine guidance is within you.
perfect. Love it. Yes.
I love it too. I love it. It's great. Anything else?
So do you feel like you're complete with what you
I do.
got there?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, excellent. I feel like this is so helpful. It's like so spot on in terms of what we're talking about. And I love the fresh start and the leap of faith and jumping into something new that it's so time and let the old that's been holding us back. How perfect is all of that?
Purify, purify, purify.
And this morning I went for my walk and I had a little encounter with a rosemary bush. So I'm just like,
No
how
way.
perfect. I know.
Yeah, I've been working with it all weekend.
Yeah, love it. So yeah, spot on. So anyway, thank you everyone. There'll be some be sure to check out the show notes. I'll put in the video that talks a little bit more about the solar zenith and they'll whatever else. There might be some other things there that you might want to check out. So until we meet again, bye everyone.
Bye.